welcome to the Happy Hippie Intuitive. This is Nina and I'm here to do your weekly reading for the week of 17th to 23rd of October. Before we get into it, I would like to remind you that these readings are general, so take what resonates and leave the rest. I will put some timestamps below so you quick and easy can jump straight to your reading once you have made your pick. I also have another channel where I talk about the awakening process. If that's something that interests you, you can find the link also in the description box below to that channel. So today you have 3 decks to choose from and also 3 crystals as always. On number 1, we have the Hocus Pocus Tarot. On number 2, we have the Dia de los Muertos Tarot. And on number 3, you have the Stranger Things. On number 1, we have the crystal that is petrified wood. On number 2, we have apatite. And on number 3, we have yellow jade. So sink into your intuition, ask your angels and guides to guide you to pick either number 1, 2, or 3. And I'll be back in a moment and I'll start with number 1. Removing number 3 and number 2. Okay, number 1, so if you picked this deck and this crystal, then this is your reading, so I will put that up here. Now we're going to choose 6 cards as we always do in the weekly first from the tarot, and then we are going to choose some other crystals, other cards that are oracle cards that I have next to me here. So, but let's start with the tarot. I hope you're doing well, number 1, that you are maneuvering the energies to the best of your ability. Now this reading is about energy, okay? It's about what kind of energies you might bump up against this coming week, and then Spirit's advice on how to maneuver those energies, okay? So we will pull 6 cards. What do you have in store for us? King of Lightning, the Fool, 9 of Lightning. That's the swords, by the way. The Wheel of Fortune. The High Priestess. Wow. Okay. That's interesting. And 5 of Potions, which is cups. Underneath, we have the King of Potions. Okay. That is so interesting. Okay. Let me just do a double check here. This is kind of a new, this one, or the Disney's Hocus Pocus. It's kind of a new deck, so I haven't used it that much. I am pretty sure that the lightning is the swords, but let me just double check to be on the safe side here. Yeah. Sorry about this. Yeah, lightning is the suit of lightning. Yeah. Yeah, it's swords. That's correct. That's what I thought. I'm sorry. I just sometimes there's a little bit of different ways of calling the different suits. So, you know, it is what it is. Anyways, just wanted to double check. So, King of Lightning and the Wheel of Fortune together here. I feel like that's something that you are meant to see, meant to experience, meant to wake up to, is what I felt. Because I also felt with the Fool and the High Priestess that this has very much to do with your spiritual path and spiritual awakening. And it's about understanding what path you want to go down. It's a new start, it's a new beginning, it's a new way of seeing things, opening up maybe for some new information or new way of understanding spirituality or beliefs or your faith, you know, what you believe in. So there's an opening here for something new in that sense. Now, I feel like with the 5 of Potions here and the 9 of Lightning, now these are cards that are, this is of course the card where we are worrying or we are, you know, it's maybe too much in the mind space, that the mind is overthinking or the mind isn't grasping or the mind is having trouble accepting what is given to it. And the 5 of Potions is where we feel that we focus a little bit maybe too much on what's lacking, what's not working, instead of focusing on what is working. So it's a card of where is your focus, kind of. So Because if you're trying to control this path where you are growing and learning more about your faith and your spirituality, then you're going down a road which is going to be very bumpy, because we are trying with the human ego to understand something that the human ego is not designed to understand. So you have to be more open and more into the heart and the soul space regarding this, because the brain and the ego might not be able to grasp what this is all about. The King of Potions is, of course, someone who is very much in his heart. And underneath here, I see the 10 of Lightning, which is the 10 of Swords, which is, again, finishing off a chapter. Okay, sorry, I just need... I have some throat issues. I need some tablets or pastel. Yeah, sorry about that. I've been struggling with this autumn cold lately, so sorry about that. Anyways. Okay, so I do feel like this has very much to do about your view, your kind of your world view is changing. There is something new being served to you. Yeah. And it's a potential for a brand new path regarding that too. It's a potential for stepping into something new, leaving maybe the doubt behind, leaving behind the urge of letting the ego figure this out, because the ego is just, it can't figure it out. It's just not designed that way. The ego will try and drive you back to what you have been taught throughout your entire life, what you've been taught at school from your parents, from society around you, what's accepted to believe in. But this new path here is opening up something new in you, and ego will then try and get you back into the old way of thinking. But I think you need to still that mind, still that little negative self-talk, that ego talk, to be able to open up for something brand new, to open up a new understanding, a better understanding of how things are put together, how things work in this world. And the High Priestess is someone who is very much open to learning about these things, very much open to connecting to the part of life that is not physical, the part of life that is governed by the energies, by the source, by God, if you will. So I feel like this is very much about your spiritual journey, your faith, your opening up to something new. Okay? But there is a need in stilling the ego mind, very much so, I feel, in this coming week, number one. Okay? So we will look into some, let me just see if I can pull out some fun little oracle cards here as well. Let's use this little witchlings. It is the season of Halloween, so that's why all these cards are a little bit Halloween-y. So I chose some cards that are very much, for me, about October anyway. So let us pull a couple of cards from this deck here before we pull some mini cards for you today. I have to cut this video a little bit short today since my throat is not happy with me. Okay. Beauty. When beauty is felt from within, your gorgeousness will glow. So again, it's about connecting with what is truly in your heart and truly your inner beauty and your inner guidance, your inner glow, your inner light must come to the surface. Okay, so it's kind of digging deep into that inner beauty and that inner glow within and allowing that to come out and allowing that to shine for you. Okay, some more cards, please. Cleansing. Energy cleansing creates a healthy and harmonious space in which to thrive. So there might be that you need some cleansing when it comes to drinking more water, maybe eating some more clean foods, or cleansing when it comes to energies. Because when we are in a situation with people that have an energy that might be very so-called negative or darker, or they have a dark outlook on life, then that energy is something that we might then take with us or be or feel very much on our physical form and our energy. And so we might need to say no thank you to those kind of energies right now, especially in this situation when you yourself might be trying to still the ego. It doesn't help to be around other people that has very much ego thinking. Patience. Nurture the seeds of patience and reap the rewards of personal achievements. So be patient with yourself in all of this. There is nothing wrong with your where you are acting the way you do, or where ego is saying what ego says. There's nothing wrong with it. But there is a choice you have to listen to that, or to focus on something else. Focus on your own growth, on your spiritual growth, right? So take that as it resonates with you. So let us see what kind of mini cards we can choose for today. I think I want to use, no, I want to use the magic moon cards. These moon magic. So let's look what kind of cards you get, number one. If there is some advice for you. Okay, so let's look behind the card first. There's some beautiful pictures on these cards. So that is the picture of this card, and the message is, I am connected to the earth and all life around me. So connecting to the energy of nature, connecting to the God source energy, which is in nature. Maybe that's where you're going to find your faith, your God, if you will, and maybe thrive in understanding what it's all about. So that's a way in as well. It doesn't necessarily have to mean that you have to meditate and, do yoga or those kind of things. Just being in nature and connecting to the energy of nature will also set you on the right path to really understand what it's all about. The second card you got was a clock. I have balanced relationships with time. I use time well. So that might also be an affirmation you can use this coming week if you feel like you have a lot on your plate, if you feel like time has not been your friend lately, if you feel like you're constantly kind of behind and you want to do more, or you don't have time, those kind of feelings, then this might be a mantra you can use. I have a balanced relationship with time and I use time well. And it's also about setting aside the time to do this kind of inner work for you, where you still the ego. And of course, meditation can be a very nice way for you to go as well, to be able to still the ego, or the monkey mind, which we also call it, from telling you all these lies and dragging you back into that old-fashioned way of thinking. So that's pretty much all I had. I hope this made sense. I'm sorry again about my throat acting up, but that's the way it is. Wishing you a beautiful week, number one. Till the next time I see you. Bye. Okay, number two. So if you pick this deck and this crystal, then this is your reading. I will choose 6 cards for you, and then we will look at some oracle cards as well. I hope you're doing well. I have a bit of a throat problem still, so I am chewing on some pastels and drinking some coffee. So hopefully my voice will be able to do a proper reading today. I hope so. I will just leave that because it just jumped out. Okay, so we will see what you get. So you got the 4 of Cups here. The Lover's card. The Page of Cups. The Tower. the Two of Wands, and the Strength card. Underneath, you have the Three of Cups. Okay. I just have a little bit sip of water, no water, a sip of coffee, and then I'll sink into the energies here for you, number 2. Okay. So the Tower is where we get something just out of the blue, you know, something comes out of the blue. It can be a kind of like a lightning bolt, you know. So it can be, of course, something that shakes you up a little bit, but it can be positive or negative. So it doesn't have to be negative. Many people look upon the Tower as a negative card. It really doesn't have to be. And especially also because it comes together with the Wands on the right side and then comes together with the Four of Cups on top. And Four of Cups is where we get offered something that we are considering. We are not sure we want to accept it, but we are being offered something. It can be a new way of looking at things. It can be something a person offers to you. It can be love. It can be a new job. You know, it can be something of a hobby, a task, something of a project. You know, take that as it resonates. But something is being offered to you and you're not sure you want to accept. So that's very much about what the Four of Cups is about. Now in the middle you have the Two of Wands, which is the card about planning, looking ahead. The world is your oyster and you kind of have to find out where you want to go. And it comes together with the Lovers, which is about a choice, but it can also be, as it says, a loving relationship. Doesn't have to be love relationship. It can be friendship or family. But there's something about a choice, or there's something about a plan that can be made when it comes to either a project or a person or relationship, I would say. Now we move over here and we see the Page of Cups, which is someone that comes in with a love offer. So for some of you, this might be a loving offer, meaning friendship, family. It can also be a loving job offer, of course, but it's coming from a space of love. It comes together with the Strength card. The Strength card is very much about us stepping into our own power. So it can be that this loving offer will help you to step into something now that is going to be very joyful. Also because I see the Three of Cups here, which is very much about celebration, coming together, community. It can be a party, you know, take that as it resonates. But you see that there's three kind of people in a celebration situation here. Underneath I see the Ace of Cups, which is abundance and a gift from the universe. So that's very beautiful. I just have some more coffee and I'll see if there's some more messages from Spirit for you. Okay, for some of you, I'm very drawn to this image here of this Four of Cups. So for some of you, I feel like you have been given this offer before, and the other times you said yes, it didn't work out. That's for some of you, okay? I just felt that with this card. So there might be a new way of doing this, though. It doesn't have to look the same way, is what I'm hearing. And that might be why the Tower comes in, because the Tower shakes us up a little bit. So don't get back to whatever it was before that didn't work for you. You can change it. You can make it into something else, right? That's the choice that's in the middle. There's kind of two cards of choice here. So even though you might feel that you're afraid that it's going to go the same way again, I feel like there's something you can do that will change that. And that will put you on a path that's going to bring a different kind of abundance and a different kind of satisfaction for you. Okay? And I do feel like the offer is coming from love. It's coming from the heart, from whomever who's making this offer. It's definitely coming from the heart. Also because we have cups here, and as I said, the Ace of Cups underneath, which is the representation for the emotional part. The cups, and also cups over here. So it's a very emotional and very loving thing. This entire energy is what I feel. Okay, so let us pull some oracle cards as well here, number 2. Okay. Energy. With limitless energy, you'll achieve more than you ever dreamed possible. Okay. Yeah, so there might be a boost of energy coming your way as well. Maybe this tower moment is a boost of energy. Or the tower moment will rattle something with you that will kind of escalate you into more energy. Okay. So it might be your energy, or it might be energy coming towards you from the outside as well. You'll achieve more than you ever dreamed possible. Okay, yeah. Okay, so I just heard for some of you, this card is also about that you lost faith, or that you stopped believing. But so the message with that is that the tower moment then can be your source energy, or God spirit energy, if you will, coming in with a new information here, with a new energy, showing you that it is possible. Okay? Because I feel like there's somebody who's kind of just given up and not wanting to move forward with this because they're afraid that it's going to go the same way that it's always gone. Okay? Let's pull some more cards. Serenity. The spirit of serenity brings a calmness to the connectivity of all that is. So the spirit of serenity brings a calmness to the connectivity of all that is. So this is also about connecting to the all that is, which is for me the God source energy, which is also nature, which is the energy that all building blocks are made of. So when we are in that calmness, in that space, that's when we find our serenity. We are connected to the all that is, to the oneness, right? So I feel like that's an invitation as well, that the answers might lie in you connecting with that oneness, with that all that is, with that soul space of you, right? Yeah. One more card. Wellness. A healthy body, mind, and spirit thrive with a constant flow of balanced energy. So again, about balanced energy and more energy. So I feel the potential in all of this is that it's going to be a renewal of your entire energy field here. A healthy body, mind, and spirit. So it's also an invitation to look upon your own health, to look upon what you eat and drink, what you do, what you spend your time in, what kind of energies you spend your time in, who do you surround yourself with. Do you surround yourself with people who support you, or do you surround yourself with people who pull you down? So that's something to look into as well, because that's all energy, Everything is energy. So let's pull some more cards for you, number 2. Oh, one that just popped on out. I have a balanced relationship with time. I use time well. So that's an invitation to look at, okay, am I stressing over this? Am I putting too much on my plate? Am I not being able to balance my time enough for me to have a healthy relationship with my body, for instance? Or do I get enough sleep? It's all about looking at, okay, so what is it that's stressful in your life? What is it that's pushing you? Is it yourself, or is it an outside source that's pushing you into maybe doing too much in too little time? Might be something for some of you as well. One more card. That's the image on the back. I choose to nourish myself and enrich my life. Yeah. So that's what I said. You need that self-nourishment and that balance. You need that time to give yourself that space and that time to reconnect with you, and not get too much into the deadlines and the must-dos and everybody else pushing you to do something around you. Okay? So set aside the time for you is what I would say here. Very important this week, number 2. Okay? That's all I had for this week. I'm so sorry about my voice being a little bit off, but that's what it is when these autumn colds comes along, But anyways, I'm wishing you all the best for this coming week, number 2. Until the next time I see ya. Bye. Okay, number 3. So if you pick the Stranger Things tarot and this crystal, then this is your reading. So I will put it up here, and then I will pull 6 cards as I always do in the weekly. So let us look at it, number 3. Hope you're doing well. I am still struggling a little bit with a cold, and my throat is acting up a little bit today. So I have to use some pastils and have some water and coffee every here and there. But I hope that I will be able to give you guys a good reading anyways. So let's see what kind of energies you might bump up against this coming week, number 3. So let's see, Ace of Spokes. Okay. And we have the Page of Scoops. I believe that's Swords and that's Cups. The 5 of Strands, which is the 5 of Wands. The Lover's card. Interesting. Okay. Wow. The 9 of Dice, which is the 9 of Pentacles. And the 8 of Scoops, which is the 8 of Cups. Underneath the moon. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So somebody has been... I feel like either you have walked away from a discussion, or you have had the discussion but chose to walk away from either the person or the situation or the project or whatever it is that you were in. Yeah, and also with the moon card here, which is about your inner emotions, it can be about your shadow side as well. That it has been something emotional, something deep that has kind of, this discussion or this disagreement has stirred up something deep emotional in you. And I feel like you have chosen to, okay, you know, I can't deal with this right now, or I need to just step away from this energy, or I can't get into that argument. For some of you, you might have just said no to the argument altogether. Because it has stirred something up in you that you did not want to look at, or that you felt like you were done with. So that's kind of the initial feeling I get. Now you have the 9 of Dice here together with the Page of Scoops. And you also have Ace of Spooks and the Lover. So these cards over here are quite positive, I have to say. The Lovers can be a relationship, and not necessarily love relationship, but it can be family members, it can be work colleagues, it can be friendships, you know, take that as it resonates. Comes together with the Ace of Spokes, which is the Ace of Swords. And so there might have been some new information and new truths come up regarding a relationship, regarding a friendship, regarding a family member. Something came to the surface, or something was rediscovered, as in you remembered something, or there's new information coming about this person. Okay? Now, the Page of Cups can be someone who is very young. It can be a child, but it can also be your inner child. It can also be a representation of your inner child here. Comes together with the 9 of Pentacles. And that is about your personal happiness and abundance. But I do feel some sort of loneliness in this, though. I feel like someone has stood alone a little bit, or someone has maybe had to deal with someone or something alone, or not felt like they were supported in a situation regarding a truth about someone. There might have been the truth about your past that came to the surface. So it kind of triggered with the moon and the inner child. It might have triggered your inner child, you know, that there's something that's coming up. And regarding, going the distance alone, I feel like you haven't had the support. Okay? So I feel like there was a situation that led to a possible argument, but you might have said no to go into the argument in the first place. Or you might have understood that, you know, I can't get anywhere with this person. This person is not going to see my situation. They're not going to understand me. And so I'm choosing to walk away. Right? With the Eight of Cups here. Also because either you're choosing to walk away because it hurts too much, or you have gone through all of this already and you feel like, you know, I've done this so many times. I'm done now. I'm walking away. Okay. But the positive side about all of this is that it, you know, when it has come so deep with the moon and the inner child, that's when we are really healing though. That's when we are really able to put it behind us and move forward into the future, and to focus on our own happiness and abundance. To say no to and walk away from whatever it is that no longer serves us, so that we can focus on our own happiness and abundance. So we can focus on the healthy love relationships of the future. Okay? So that's what's positive in this entire reading, is what I feel. Now, the Ace of Swords can also be about victory, just to have that said. It can be that you have been victorious regarding this relationship, either by walking away or by realizing something for yourself. Let's look at some oracle cards. Wish. A wish motivates the heart's desire, keeping hope and faith alive. So with that, they are asking you to be open about what it is that you truly desire. What is your wish? Where do you wish to go with all of this? Right? So, and they are saying heart's desire. So make sure that it comes from your heart, that the wish comes from your heart and not from your ego space trying to convince you, but that, yeah, but this is something you want. I know this is something you want. No, it isn't, you know. So it has to be the heart's desire, okay? Nurture. Nurturing your inner child supplies you with the innocent joy of living. Okay, so there is some self-nurturing I feel is needed here, some self-love. So taking care of their inner child, taking care of these deep emotions, you know, feeling through whatever it is that you need to feel through, but giving yourself the time and the space and the love that you need right now in order to heal, right? Yeah, nurturing your inner child. As I said here, the inner child is very much about this reading here. Communication. Effective communication builds a deep bond grounded in common trust and understanding. Yeah, effective communication. So I feel like the situation you've been in has not been a very effective communication. And it doesn't have to do anything to do with you necessarily. But as I said, I have a feeling that this other person is just never going to understand. It's like banging your head against the wall, right? And that's not effective communication at all. Excuse me. Yeah. So let's pull some mini cards for you in the end of this reading, number 3. Oh, so this is the image. I am courageous and powerful. Yeah. So deep down, of course, they are saying that you have the strength within you to withhold or to stand strong in your power. So dig into that power and allow that power to come to the surface. So stand strong in your power is what they're saying. And if you need support, then you ask them for help, right? Oh, this is the image. Beautiful. Okay. I am curious about my true nature. I seek to understand myself. That's beautiful, because in that sentence, you are being open to learning new things to, you know, new ways of looking at things, new ways to resolve situations, new ways to make yourself better, make yourself heal, make yourself grow. So being curious and open, if that is in your true nature, and you are truly interested in understanding what makes you tick, you know, how does this inner child thing work? How does it work with the body? How does it work with the spiritual side of us? If you are interested and open for that, then there's all sorts of possibilities for you to learn and to grow into whatever it is that you want, right? So be open. And also, if you are considering sitting down and having this difficult conversation or this discussion with someone, then do it with an open mind, an open heart, okay? and invite the other person as well to do the same. If you want or feel the need to go through that discussion because you want to keep this person in your life, like the Lovers here, so do so, and set aside the time and the open space for both of you then to be in the heart space and to be open to the other person's view of things. Okay, that's also very important. Well, I feel that that was all I had. My voice is not feeling very well today, so I'm sorry I have to cut this short. I wish you a beautiful week number 3 until the next time I see you.